पहले कहा ना
2 मिनट में नीचे आया, ठीक है,
है
2 मिनट में नीचे आया।
नहीं आएगी। नहीं मुझे नहीं पीना ना, मुझे नहीं चाहिए ना, मेरे को नहीं पीने का मन। दवा किस कारण छूटा नहीं खा लेना, ब्रेड के साथ सब्जी खींचो ना, पनीर की evening chanting. Yo so
Bhagava Arhat Samma Sambuddho Swakhato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipanno Yassa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Tamayang Bhagavantam Sadhamman Sasangham Ime Sakari Yatarhan Aropite Abhipujayama Sadhuno Bhante Bhagava Suchira Parinibhutopi Pachima Janata Nukampamanasa Ime Sakari Dugatapanakara
Bhuti Patiganhatu
Amhakam Nigaratam Hita Sukhaya
Arham
Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantam Abhivademi
Swakhato
Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namassami
Supatipanno
Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami
Handmayam Buddhasya Bhagavato Ubbhavagnamparam Karumasi
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa अंदर में से श्रावण मास के ये तो पूरा पढ़ते हैं ना
Handmayam Buddhanusatinayam Karomasi Tam
Opana Bhagavanta Evam Kalyano Kiti Saddo Abhugato Iti Piso Bhagava Arhan Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisadhamma Rati Sattadev
Nusanam
Buddho Bhagavati
Handmayam Buddha Vigitim Karomasi Buddha
Arahanta Varata Digunabhito Yuddhavinana Karunahi Samagatato Bodhesiyo Sujanatam Kamalam Basuro Vandamiham Tamarana Sirsajinendam
Buddho Yo
Sabbapaninam Saranam Kevamuttamam Patamana Vandamitam Sirenaham
Buddhasasmi
Dasova Buddho
Nisam
Kisaro Buddhasam Nihademi Sariranjivitanchidam Vandantoham Charisam बुद्धस्यैव सुबोधितं नास्ति मे शरणम् अन्यं
बुद्धो मे
शरणं वरं एतेन सज्जवज्जेन वड्डेयं सत्तु शासने बुद्धं मे वन्दमानेन यं पुण्यं पशुतं यदा सर्वेऽपि अन्तरायामि मायेषु तस्य तेजसा कायेन वाचा वाचेत्सा बुद्धेर्मुखं प्रकटं मया बुद्धौ पटिगनाथोच्चेत् भावान्तरे संवरितं बुद्धे
आनन्दमयं ब्रह्मानुसतिनयं करोमसि स्वाखातो
भगवता धम्मो
सन्दिट्ठिको
अकालिको एहि पथिको पनैको पश्चात्तं वेदितव्य विज्ञाहीते
आनन्दमयं ब्रह्माभिगीतिं करोमसि
काततादिगुणयोग सेन सेयो यो मार्गपाकपर्यति विमोकभेदो धम्मोको लोक
पतना तदधारी धारी
वन्दाम्यहं तमरन् वरधम्ममेतं धम्मोऽनुसर्वपाणिनं शरणं क्षेममुत्तमं द्वितीयानुसतिष्ठानं वन्दामि तं चिरेणहम्
धम्मस्सस्मि
दासोऽहमो मे
स्वामी केसरो धम्मसंयादि शरीरं
जीवितं चिदं वन्दन्तोऽहं चरिष्यामि धम्मस्यैव सुधम्मतं नास्ति मे शरणं अन्यत् धम्मो मे शरणं वरम् एतेन सज्जवज्जेन वड्डेयं सत्तु शासने धम्मं मे वन्दमानेन यं पुण्यं पशुतं यदा सर्वेऽपि अन्तराय मायेषु तस्य तेजसा कायेन वाचा वाचेत्सा धम्मो पटिगनाथोच्चेत् तरे संवरितं
आनन्दमयं सङ्घानुसतिनयं करोमसि
अन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्गो उजुपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्गो न्यायपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्गो सामीचिपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्गो यदिदं चत्वारि पुरुषयुगानि अष्टपुरुषपुङ्गला एष भगवतो सावकसङ्गो आहुनेयो पाहुनेयो दक्षिणेयो अञ्जलिकरणीयो अनुत्तरं पुण्यकीर्तं लोकसाने
आनन्दमयं सङ्गाभिगीतिं करोमसि सधम्मजो
सुपटिपत्तिगुणादियुतो यो मठ्ठविदो हरियपुङ्गलसङ्गो
सेठो
शीलादि धम्म पवर सयकाय चित्तो वन्दामि हम तमरिया निगणं सुशुद्धं
संगो यो
सम्बपानिनं शरणं केममुत्तमं ततियानुसतिष्ठानं वन्दामि तं शिरेणम् संगस्सस्मि दासो संगो मि सामि किस्सरो
संगस्साम्यादीनि शरीरं जीवितं चिदं
वन्दन्तोऽहं चरिष्यामि संगस्य पटिपन्नतं नास्ति मे शरणं अन्यं
संगो
मे शरणं वरं एतेन सज्जवज्जेन वड्डेयं सत्तु शासने संगं मे वन्दमानायं पुण्यं पशुतं हृदा सब्बेऽपि अन्तराय मे माहेषुं तस्तेजसा अब हम गिरिमानंद सुत्त पाठ सुनेंगे, करेंगे।
गिरिमानंद सुत्त। नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स। एवं मे सुतं एकं समयं भगवा सावत्थियं विहरति जेतवने अनाथ पिंडिकस्य आरामे। तेन खोपन समयेन आयस्मा गिरिमानन्दो आबाधिको होति दुःखितो बालगिलानो। अथको आयस्मा आनन्दो येन भगवातेनुपसंकमित्वा भगवन्तं अभिवादित्वा एकमन्तं निषेधि। एकमन्तं निचिन्नो को आयस्मा आनन्दो भगवन्तं एतद्वोच। आयस्मा भन्ते गिरिमानन्दो आबाधिको होति दुःखितो बालगिलानो। साधु भन्ते भगवा येनायस्मा गिरिमानन्दो तेनुपसंकमतु अनुकम्पं उपादाय සචේකෝ තං ආනන්ද ගිරිමානන්දස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ උපසංකමිත්වා දස සංඥා භාසෙයාසි ථානං කෝපනේතං විජ්ජති යං ගිරිමානන්දස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ දස සංඥා සුත්වා සෝ ආබාධෝ ඨානසෝ පටිපස්සම්භේය කතමේ දස අනිච්ච සංඥා අනත්ත් සංඥා අසුභ සංඥා ආදීනව සංඥා පහාන සංඥා විරාග සංඥා නිරෝධ සංඥා සබ්බ ලෝකේ අනබිරත සංඥා සබ්බ සංඛාරේසු අනිච්ච සංඥා ආනාපාන සති කතමාචානන්ද අනිච්ච සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ වා රුක්ඛ මූලගතෝ වා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝ වා ඉසි පටිසංචික්ඛති රූපං අනිච්ඡං වේදනානිච්ඡා සංඥා අනිච්ඡා සංඛාරා අනිච්ඡා විඥානං අනිච්ඡං ඉති ඉමේසු පංච සුපාදානස්කන්ධේසු අනිච්ඡානුපස්සී විහෙරති අයං උච්චතානන්ද අනිච්ච සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද අනත්ත් සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ වා රුක්ඛ මූලගතෝ වා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝ වා ඉති පටිසංචික්ඛති චක්ඛුං අනත්තා රූපං අනත්තා සෝතං අනත්තා සද්දා අනත්තා ඝානං අනත්තා ගන්ධා අනත්තා ජීවා අනත්තා රස අනත්තා කායෝ අනත්තා පොට්ටබ්බා අනත්තා මනෝ අනත්තා ධම්මා අනත්තාති ඉති ඉමේසු චසු අජ්ජත්තික බාහිරේසු ආයතනේසු අනිච්ඡානුපස්සී විහෙරති අයං උච්චතානන්ද අනත්ත් සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද අසුභ සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු ඉමමේව කායං උද්ධං පාදතලා අදෝකේසමත්තකා තච පරියන්තං පුරං නානප්‍රකාරස්ස අසුචිනෝ පච්ච වික්ඛති අත්ථි ඉමස්මින් කායේ කේසා ලෝමා නඛා දන්තා තචෝ මන්සාරු අට්ඨි මින්ජං වක්කං හදයන් යකනං කිලෝමකං පියකං පප්පාසං අන්තං අන්තගුණං උදරියං කරීසං පිත්තං සෙම්හං උබ්බෝ ලෝහිතං ලෝහිතං සේදෝ මේදෝ අසුවසා khelo සිංහානිකාලසිකා මුත්තංති ඉති ඉමස්මින් කායේ අසුභානුපස්සී විහෙරති අයං උච්චතානන්ද අසුභ සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද ආදීනව සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ වා රුක්ඛ මූලගතෝ වා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝ වා ඉති පටිසංචික්ඛති බහු දුක්ඛෝ හෝ අයං කායෝ බහු ආදීනවෝ ඉති ඉමස්මින් කායේ විවිධා ආබාධා උප්පජ්ජන්ති තේයතිදං චක්ඛු රෝගෝ සෝත රෝගෝ ඝාන රෝගෝ ජීවහා රෝගෝ කාය රෝගෝ සීස රෝගෝ කන්න රෝගෝ මුඛ රෝගෝ දන්ත රෝගෝ කාසෝ සාසෝ පිනාසෝ දහෝ ජරෝ උච්චි රෝගෝ මුච්ඡා පක්ඛන්දිකා සුලා විසූචිකා කුට්ඨං කණ්ඩෝ කිලාසෝ සෝසෝ අපමාරෝ දදු කණ්ඩු කච්චු රඛසා විතච්චිකා ලෝහිත පිත්තං මధుමේහෝ අංසා පිලකා භගන්දලා පිත්ත සමුත්ථාන ආබාධා සිම්හ සමුත්ථාන ආබාධා වාත සමුත්ථාන ආබාධා සන්නිපාතිකා ආබාධා උතු පරිණාමජා ආබාධා විසම පරිහාරජා ආබාධා ඕපක්කමිකා ආබාධා කම්ම විපාකජා ආබාධා සීතං උන්නං ජිඝච්ඡා පිපාසා උච්චාරෝ පස්සාවෝති ඉති ඉමස්මින් කායේ ආදීනවානුපස්සී විහෙරති අයං උච්චතානන්ද ආදීනව සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද පහන සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු uppannං කාම විතක්කං නාධිවාසේති පජහති විනෝදේති යන්ති කරෝති අනභාවං ගමේති uppannං ව්‍යාපාද විතක්ඛං නාධිවාසේති පජහති විනෝදේති යන්ති කරෝති අනභාවං ගමේති uppannං විහිංසා විතක්කං නාදිවාසේති පජහති විනෝදේති යන්ති කරෝති අනභාවං ගමේති uppannūpanනේ පාපකේ අකුසලේ ධම්මේ නාදිවාසේති පජහති විනෝදේති යන්ති කරෝති අනභාවං ගමේති අයං උච්චතානන්ද පහන සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද විරාග සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ වා රුක්ඛ ගතෝ වා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝ වා ඉති පටිසංචික්ඛති ඒතං සන්තං ඒතං පනීතං යදිදං සබ්බ සංඛාර සමතෝ සබ්බූපදි පටිනිස්සග්ගෝ තණ්හක්ඛයෝ විරාගෝ නිරෝධෝ නිබ්බානන්ති අයං උච්චතානන්ද විරාග සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද නිරෝධ සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ වා රුක්ඛ මූලගතෝ වා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝ වා ඉති පටිසංචික්ඛති ඒතං සන්තං ඒතං පනීතං යදිදං සබ්බ සංඛාර සමතෝ සබ්බූපදි පටිනිස්සග්ගෝ තණ්හක්ඛයෝ විරාගෝ නිරෝධෝ නිබ්බානන්ති අයං උච්චතානන්ද නිරෝධ සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද සබ්බ ලෝකේ අනභිරත සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු යේ ලෝකේ උපායුපාදානා චේතසෝ අදිඨානාභිනිවේසානුසයා තේ පජහන්තෝ විරමති න උපාදියන්තෝ අයං උච්චතානන්ද සබ්බ ලෝකේ අනභිරත සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද සබ්බ සංඛාරේසු අනිච්ච සංඥා ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු සබ්බ සංඛාරේ අට්ඨියති හරායති jigucchati අයං උච්චතානන්ද සබ්බ සංඛාරේසු අනිච්ච සංඥා කතමාචානන්ද ආනාපාන සති ඉදානන්ද භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ වා රුක්ඛ මූලගතෝ වා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝ වා නිචීදති පල්ලංකං ආභුජිත්වා උජුං කායං පනිදාය පරිමුඛං
සතිම්
සතිම් උපට්ඨපෙත්වා සෝ සතෝ අස්ස සති සතෝ පස්ස සති දීඝං වා අස්ස සන්තෝ දීඝං අස්ස සාමීති පජානාති දීඝං වා පස්ස සන්තෝ දීඝං පස්ස සාමීති පජානාති රසං වා අස්ස සන්තෝ රසං අස්ස සාමීති පජානාති රසං වා පස්ස සන්තෝ රසං පස්ස සාමීති පජානාති සම්බකාය පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති සම්බකාය පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති අස්සම්භයං කාය සංඛාරං අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පස්සම්භයං කාය සංඛාරං පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පීති පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පීති පටිසංවේදී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති සුඛ පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති සුඛ පටිසංවේදී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති චිත්ත සංඛාර පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති චිත්ත සංඛාර පටිසංවේදී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පස්සම්භයං චිත්ත සංඛාරං අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පස්සම්භයං චිත්ත සංඛාරං පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති චිත්ත පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති චිත්ත පටිසංවේදී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති අභිප්පමෝදයං චිත්තං අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති අභිප්පමෝදයං චිත්තං පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති සමාදං චිත්තං අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති සමාදං චිත්තං පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති විමෝචයං චිත්තං අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති විමෝචයං චිත්තං පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති අනිච්ඡානුපස්සී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති අනිච්ඡානුපස්සී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති විරාගානුපස්සී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති විරාගානුපස්සී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති නිරෝධානුපස්සී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති නිරෝධානුපස්සී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පටිනිස්සග්ගානුපස්සී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති පටිනිස්සග්ගානුපස්සී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති අයං උච්චතානන්ද ආනාපාන සති සචේ කෝත්වං ආනන්ද ගිරිමානන්දස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ උපසංකමිත්වා ඉමා දස සංඥා භාසෙයාසි ධානං කෝපනේතං විජ්ජති යං ගිරිමානන්දස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ ඉමා දස සංඥා සුත්වා සෝආබාධෝ ථානසෝ පටිපස්සම්භේයාති අතකෝ ආයස්මා ආනන්දෝ භගවතෝ සන්තිකේ ඉමා දස සංඥා උග්ගහෙත්වා යේන යස්මා ගිරිමානන්දෝ තේනුපසංකමි උපසංකමිත්වා ආයස්මතෝ ගිරිමානන්දස්ස ඉමා දස සංඥා අභාසී අතකෝ ආයස්මතු ගිරිමානන්දස්ස ඉමා දස සංඥා සුත්වා සෝ ආබාධෝ ඨානසෝ පටිපස්සම්භී උත්ථාහි චායස්මා ගිරිමානන්දෝ තම්මා ආබාධා තථා පහීනෝච පනායස්මතු ගිරිමානන්දස්ස සෝ ආබාධෝ අහෝසීති ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සුත්ථිතේ හෝතු සම්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සුත්ථිතේ හෝතු සම්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සුත්ථිතේ හෝතු සම්බදා
Now listen to a discourse by Luang Por Sumedho. Awareness itself is not conditioned. That's the title.
So this is the ending of this retreat, and very impressive to see so many attending it. But what I've been reflecting on over the past week is as I've said many times, to encourage you to have more confidence, more trust in awareness than people tend to have. We see ourselves in terms of the personality, the critical mind, and that that will always be there to criticize you, because that's what it's conditioned to do. I discovered that many years ago, and I thought, this thing inside that's so critical of me, it never says, even when I do something well, it never says you've done well. It says you could have done it better. What is that? Is that a real living kind of inner demon, or what is conditioning? It's using the thought process to criticize, to emphasize the flaw or the weakness. And that's what we do when we're perfectionists or idealists, and we create images of how things should be. And then when things can't live up to that standard, then we become obsessed with the flaw or the weakness, the smudge on the canvas, the crack in the teapot, and we don't see the rest of it anymore. So this is just this is nothing, to see as an obstruction, but the whole point of the Buddhist teaching is to inquire into reality. So the Four Noble Truths are skillful means that he left us, and to inquire, to investigate, to find out what is reality. Just that question itself, what's real? And then, of course, in the Satipatthana, in the Vipassana Bhumi teachings, it's all investigating the very nature of sankhara, to break down, to no longer commit ourselves to the delusions that we've been conditioned with. So it is, it's something that is quite brilliant in the simplicity of the teaching. And the more you practice it, the more you appreciate it. Like, to this day, I'm incredibly grateful to the Buddha for, because I benefited so much from something that was given the first sermon 2,560 years ago, and yet still it works. It's still a teaching that is of value to all of us in our lives, whether we're monks, nuns, lay people, rich or poor. So this, as I pointed out, the three aspects to each noble truth, that's a paradigm of reflection. It's the statement, what to do, and the result of doing that. And that isn't intellectual. It's not defining or rationalizing or explaining, but Bhatipatthana is to understand. We think understanding comes through thinking about it, but understanding in this sense is not thinking about it or trying to understand it through concepts, through more concepts, more words, but through acknowledging it. Suffering, suffering has been understood, the third aspect, the insight into the first two. Now this also, as you go back to your daily lives, and questions at end of retreats are always, how do we meditate when we're not in retreat mode or at a monastery? That's another question that we create. Is meditation dependent upon special conditions? Some forms of meditation are dependent. We have to seek solitude and silence and get away from the pressures of family life and social situations, and to get tranquility, for refinement of conscious experience. Refined sankharas, because the ordinary sankharas are like that, they're ordinary, and then a lot of them are very coarse. And because sankharas have the quality of being coarse or refined, so we try to refine the environment, which is recommended and encouraged, but it's not. But any environment is still a place of mindfulness and wisdom, whether it's on a mountaintop or in a forest or in the city. So, because you're conscious wherever you are, whether you're in the middle of London, in a traffic jam, at home, at work, with people that you love and have affinities with people that don't like you, with boring situations, whatever the conditions might be, there's consciousness. You're always conscious. There's always that. And then you have reactions, emotional reactions to situations, to the conditions that you're experiencing. But Sati Sampajanya allows us to be aware of that reaction. It isn't that you don't have reactions anymore, but you're no longer deceived by them, by love or hate, by like or dislike, by attraction or aversion. So that knowing, this consciousness is knowing, it's wisdom, discerning. And then we can deal with the problems of old age, sickness, death, loss, grief, sorrow, despair, and anguish, the emotions that human beings experience in their lives. With whatever, whether your own sickness, your own problems of fears of death, or loss of relatives or loved ones, changes in the society, predictions of a future that is full of suffering and misery. We hear that. The climate changing, the glaciers are melting. What are the polar bears going to do? It doesn't mean we can't be concerned with that, but we don't create suffering, like in our relationship to the planet that we live on, the people we live with, the society we're living in. So this retreat is, must say, very impressive to see so many attending, and it's been a privilege to share what I've learned over the years as a bhikkhu. And this is what, because my life as a Buddhist monk has been supported by all of you, providing the necessities, the four requisites. And this is what carries the teaching of the Lord Buddha from one generation to the next. There must have been many enlightened beings who saw Dhamma awaken to reality, who never, who nobody knows or remembers. But Buddhism is still a vital force in the world. And it's remembered as even, revived. In many cases, it has its peaks. It's kind of great influence and success, and then it is persecuted and disappears in many parts of the world. But it always, because it is based on reality, not on particular cultural attitudes of a certain age or a certain time, then it relates to all of us in modern daily life in England. It isn't asking to adopt an exotic belief system from India. It's about suffering, the causes of it, the cessation of it, the realization how to live within the human limitation, the human form, without creating suffering. So even, one still gets old, gets sick and dies. This is just a natural process of a human form, of these bodies are supposed to get old. That's what they're doing. And then they get sick, then they die. So this is nothing to be frightened of, because our refuge is in the Amatta Dhamma, the deathless, rather than in the death-bound conditions of a physical form or an ideal or just the changing belief systems that can that can manifest in our minds during our lifetime. This is a round the world tour for me. Last year I went around the world in the southern hemisphere, and this year the northern hemisphere. And I do like to travel, so it's not like any great sacrifice. But I like airports and then you always go where you're invited. So you flew from Bangkok to Rome, and there was Ajahn Chandapalo, Ajahn Preacha, and many people I know waiting at the airport and greeting us. So it's always, this sense of coming and being greeted, and then there's the experience of leaving and separating. I used to make a practice of this when I lived here in Amaravati, because I was always going places, leaving and coming back. So just taking something like meeting is like this, meeting those you like and that like you is like this. So you can be aware, it's a pleasant feeling, it's like this. So that's being mindful, not being indulgent. Just being aware of the conditions for happiness, for happy feeling are present, and it feels like this. That's satipanya. And then the departure, leaving is like this, So there's always a sense of sadness that's separating from the loved, and that's just the way things are. That's not like emotional dependency, or however what psychological language you might like to use to describe it. But this is just the way things are, and the knowing is sati, sampajanya, panya, all sape sankarani cha, all conditions are impermanent. And then when you really let go, and there's no self, the reality of anatta, it's a relief. It's such a relief not have to be anybody, not have to see myself always in terms of right and wrong, good or bad, or somebody senior or junior, important or unimportant, or loved or not liked. Because the personality is based on that kind of conditioning. So no self is not something like you become a zombie or kind of totally indifferent. So you arrive and Ajahn Amaro meets me at Gatwick, and I don't feel anything. It's not like that. When you try to figure out what a mindful person is like, it's not that they're just a blank, kind of bland nothingness. That's what it might sound like in terms of letting go of love and hate and like and dislike and the sense of a self. But the reality of now, at this very moment, is consciousness. And it's not personal. It's unitive. And then the sankharas are always, when we cling to sankharas, then we always create this sense of separation, of self. And just to know this simple reality, And so wherever you go, whatever you have, situations you return to in your family, in your social life, society, they are as they are, so whatever you're feeling, and whatever sankhara arises, trust just, it is what it is. So whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, it doesn't make any difference. Because the knowing of sankhara is your refuge. Being wisdom itself, being consciousness, without claiming it, without grasping the idea of it. I remember years ago, when as a samanera, I had this insight, and I couldn't figure out. I was stumped by what is it that knows? Because there's some kind of subjective reality that's going on that can observe sankhara. That must be me. And so that, trying to figure that one out, you go around into. I had this kind of very brief flash of reality, of truth hit me, in which I realized it was here and now. But in order to be here now, I had to let go of trying to figure out who the subject is. But I was so involved in figuring it out that I had the flash and the insight, but it was just very brief. But it was a beginning to the following year I met Luang Por Cha in Ubon. And of course, as I've mentioned before, the Puto mantra kind of helped me to realize that this is what Buddha really means, awakened attention. If you claim to be Buddha, that's Sakya Ditti. Such as claiming you're not the Buddha is Sakya Ditti. So whatever you do, you can't win on that level. But being that awakened attention, being mindful, this is not asking too much of any of us. It's not a command or a demand of any sort, but an encouragement to trust, to be more patient with yourself rather than being impatient if you have a very active mind, or you're full of doubts or negative feelings. These are not obstructions to the path. It's really recognizing, opening, they are what they are. The path, the obstruction to the path is avijja, or ignorance of Dhamma. So avijja, as soon as we operate from the self view, from the me and mine, then it's avijja. So in paticca samuppada, when you operate from avijja bhajya sankhara, the beginning one, you start with I must meditate. Already you're starting from ignorance. That affects the body, the mind, the sankharas, and consciousness, nama-rupa, salayatana, passa, vedana, and onto sukha pariteva dukkha tomana supayasa. So ignorance is the cause. Avijja is the cause. So this is why this encouragement to not trust, that don't believe what you're ego tells you you are, or where you are, or what you should be or shouldn't be. Sometimes it's good, I should be, keep the rules, I should be patient, I should be compassionate. These are all true. But they are sankharas. And then in the reality of life, sometimes, one may not be feeling loving kindness or compassion or being as good as we should be. And we create, we grasp that, create a sense of I'm not very good, or I'm no good. But the knowing of both those extremes, knowing sankhara is sankhara, because it's sape sankhara anicca, all conditions, that includes everything. And then the question, is consciousness sankhara? How can one sankhara know another? What is it that knows sankhara? Like, can my right hand know my left hand and bring them up? My right hand can't really be aware of my left hand, but consciousness can include both in the same moment. There's consciousness, awareness, there's right hand, left hand, at the same moment, here and now. But if I'm asking my right hand to be conscious of my left hand, I can't do that. So that's where in the five khandhas, vijnana is a sankhara, because it's about sensory conscious experience, going out through senses, seeking objects through sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, thought. That is impermanent. But consciousness itself, the citta, amata dhamma, the reality, isn't a sankhara. So it's through trusting this awareness, that's the gate that accesses, that gives us this perspective. Because you can't get any perspective about sankhara. You can agree that all conditions are impermanent on an intellectual level, because it's a reasonable thing to say, and we can agree with the Buddha's teaching through the thinking process. But the Buddha was encouraged, and Luang Por Chah was always emphasizing bhatipata. When I was learning Thai, you're sitting listening to Luang Por Chah giving Dhammadesanas, and you hear the word bhatipata, bhatibat. In Thai, they just call it bhatibat, and he's saying this: Wat Bapong, Wat Nong Bapong is Wat Bhatibat is a place for practice, and you hear this word bhatibat, it kind of sticks in you. It's one of the first words I learned. And he was emphasizing the practice, because in Thailand, sometimes because it's so part of a tradition, the practice is ignored. And Luang Por Chah was very much one who was trying to bring attention, educate, encourage the Thai people to realize it's not just custom ceremonies and just reading or listening to monks or giving Dharma talks, but it's available to all of us. The practice isn't asking you you don't have to go to Walmart and buy special equipment. It's completely free all the time. So at this point, to express my gratitude to all the people, to Ajahn Amaro and Sangha here at Amravati that have prepared this event so well, and to the lay people, committees, all the people that have endeavored to make this week possible. I'm very grateful, very appreciative.
Anvayam dhammagata sadhukarang dadamase sadhu 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 anumodami.
संक्षेप में हिंदी अनुवाद कर देते हैं आज की इस देशना का। लुंगपुर बता रहे थे कि हमको मुख्य बात उन्होंने कहा कि जो रिट्रीट थी उसकी यही थी कि हमको अवेयरनेस पे विश्वास रखना चाहिए, ना कि संखारों पे, क्योंकि हम संखार पे विश्वास करते हैं तो अपने को हमेशा क्रिटिकल माइंड की तरह से ही देखते हैं। और वो अपने बारे में बता रहे थे कि मैं चाहे कुछ भी कर लेता था तो हमेशा मुझे मन में यही आता था, ये कुड हैव डन इट बेटर, थोड़ा और अच्छा कर सकते थे। तो अगर उस तरह की बात संस्कारों के ऊपर, अगर जो परफेक्शनिस्ट टेंडेंसी रहती है कईयों में, तो वो हमेशा ही परेशान रहेंगे अगर वो उस पर विश्वास करेंगे। तो भगवान की टीचिंग भी यही है कि हमको जो सत्य है उसको देखना चाहिए, ना कि जो भासमान चीज़ें हैं, जो भासमान सत्य हैं उनकी ओर उनको सत्य मान के, परमार्थ सत्य मान के रहना चाहिए। और सत्य कैसे है, जैसे सदी पठान में हम सीखते हैं, विपश्यना भूमि टीचिंग में, कि जो संस्कार है उनका यही बस सीखो, उनको देखो, उनको समझो। और जो भगवान के चार आर्य सत्यों का पैराडाइम है वो इतना सुंदर है कि बात से बिल्कुल स्पष्ट समझ में आती है कि हर एक आर्य सत्य के साथ 3 एस्पेक्ट हैं, जैसे हम सब जानते हैं। और जो उसमें समझने की बात कही गई, दुख को समझना है, वो कोई सोचने की बात नहीं है, डायरेक्ट सीइंग की बात है। फिर उन्होंने कहा कि लोग जब शिविर समाप्त होता है तो पूछते हैं डेली प्रैक्टिस में क्या करना है। कहते हैं ये भी एक ऐसा सवाल है जो हम अपनी तरफ से बनाते हैं, संस्कार बन जाता है पूछने का, क्योंकि हमारी जो प्रैक्टिस है वो ऐसी नहीं है जिसके लिए कोई ख़ास कंडीशन चाहिए। हाँ, अगर हमें समझ कर अभ्यास करना है, चित्त को एकाग्र करना है, तो उसके लिए प्रैक्टिस की एक स्पेशल कंडीशंस की ज़रूरत होती है। बट सजग रहने के लिए उसके लिए कोई प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि हम हमेशा सजग रहते हैं और हमेशा कहीं ना कोई परिस्थिति के ऊपर कोई ना कोई रिएक्शन होता ही रहता है। तो सती संपजन्या का अगर हमारे पास अभ्यास हो तो प्रतिक्षण हम साधना कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ होता ही रहता है। कभी समय दफ्तर में कुछ हो, घर में कुछ हो, भविष्य की चिंता हो, बिछो हो, या ये लंबे बातें हों कि क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है, ये सब चीज़ें जो हैं इनको संस्कार के रूप में देख के इनसे व्यथित नहीं होते। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम उस पर रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन हम मन को व्यथित नहीं होने देंगे, दुख को आने नहीं देते अगर हम सती पंड्या में लगे रहें। पर भगवान की शिक्षा के बारे में कहा कि देखिए इतने साल हो गए, 2500 साल से ज़्यादा, तभी भी वो चल रही है। तो और अभी भी हमको लगता है कि हमारे लिए ही कही गई है, क्योंकि इसलिए है क्योंकि उसके मुख्य बिंदु ऐसे हैं जो सार्वभौमिक हैं, हमेशा के लिए वैलिड हैं। बुढ़ापा, बीमारी, मृत्यु हमेशा ही होगी और एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है। और अगर हम उसको उस तरह से समझें भगवान की शिक्षा के अनुरूप, तो ये एक नेचुरल चीज़ है, इसके लिए कोई चिंता करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। क्योंकि हमारी जो रिफ्यूज है, हमारी जो शरण है, वो अमृत धाम है, डेथलेस है, अविनाशी तत्व है, जो कि शुद्ध चेतना है। तो इसलिए हम उस रिफ्यूज को अगर हम स्ट्रॉन्ग करेंगे, उस शरण को स्ट्रॉन्ग करेंगे, तो ये चीज़ें जो हैं, जो सब प्रकृति के नियम के अनुसार बुढ़ापा, बीमारी, मृत्यु आती है, वो हमें परेशान नहीं करती। फिर एक और दृष्टांत उन्होंने लेते हुए कहा कि उनको ट्रैवलिंग अच्छा लगता है। इस बार अपने, क्योंकि ये टॉक जो है अमरावती की रिट्रीट की लास्ट टॉक थी जो 2017 में हुई थी, तो बता रहे थे कि जब आए थे यहाँ बैंकॉक से तो मित्रों से एयरपोर्ट में मिलना होता है, फिर बिछलना होता है, तो वही जीवन में होता रहता है, प्रियजनों से मिलना, प्रियजनों से बिछलना। तो अगर हम सती संपजन्य में रहें तो देखते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि मन में कोई भाव ही नहीं जागता। जैसे उन्होंने उदाहरण दिया कि अजान अमरो मुझे लेने आए एयरपोर्ट पे, ऐसा थोड़ा है कि मेरे को कुछ नहीं फ़र्क पड़ेगा, मैं पत्थर की तरह रहूँगा, ऐसा नहीं होता। हम कई बार सोचते हैं कि जो एनलाइटेंड, जो लोग बहुत अच्छे एनलाइटेंड हैं, उनके मन बिल्कुल पत्थर जैसे हो जाते हैं, कोई उनको फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता, राग द्वेष ख़त्म हो गए तो कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। तो ये ऐसा नहीं है, जो फीलिंग्स हैं वो तो जागती ही हैं। और ये बात भी हम इसका मतलब कि हमें कोई प्रियजन से मिलना है तो अच्छा लगेगा, प्रियजन से छूटना है तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन वो संस्कार नहीं बनता, वो देखते हैं, उसको जानते हैं, समझते हैं। उसको पर्सनली नहीं लेते, और इस कारण से जो भाव जागते हैं उनको देखते हैं और उनके शमन होने देते हैं। क्यों, उसका भी मुख्य बात वही उन्होंने कही। इसका कारण क्या है? क्योंकि हमारी जो रिफ्यूज है, शरण है, वो अविनाशी तत्व में है, कॉन्शियसनेस में है, ना कि संखारों में है जो उठते नहीं उठते और बदलते रहते हैं। फिर वो बुद्धो शब्द की व्याख्या बताने लगे कि किस तरह से वो लाभदायक रहा है साधना में, क्योंकि वो हमको बताता है कि हमको सजग रहना चाहिए। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम अपने को बुद्ध बना रहे हैं या बुद्ध नहीं बना। आप ये कहें कि मैं बुद्ध हो गया या ये कहें कि मैं बुद्ध नहीं हूँ, दोनों ही सकाय दिट्ठी है। तो उस स्तर पे आप इसको कभी सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते। हमको सिर्फ सजग रहने की बात है और वेकेंड अवेयरनेस के शरण में रहने की बात है। हाँ, इसके लिए उन्होंने कहा कि पेशेंस की बहुत ज़रूरत होती है, अपने साथ पेशेंस, क्योंकि संस्कार जागते हैं और हम उनको पकड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं और फिर परेशानी होती है। ये जो प्रिय परिस्थितियाँ आती हैं, संस्कार जागते हैं, वो ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन नहीं है, उसको हम अविद्या के कारण उसको चिपक जाते हैं तो ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन बनते हैं। और जैसे पद्धति समुत्पाद में समझाया गया है, अविद्या होगी तो दुख आएगा ही, उसका कोई उपचार नहीं हो सकता। फिर उन्होंने समझाया अविद्या के कारण संखार जागेंगे, संखार से विज्ञान जागेगा, और सारा जो क्रम है बन के दुख तो मनुष्य उपाय आशा पे जाकर रुकेगा। तो कहा बार बार यही कह रहे हैं कि हमारी इनक्रेजमेंट यही है कि आप जो अहम की बातें हैं उस पर विचार मत करिए, उनको न सोचिए। संस्कार कहेंगे कि मैं अच्छा हूँ नहीं हूँ, उसको देख लीजिए, आने और जाने दीजिए, क्योंकि वो अनित्य है। भगवान ने कहा है कि सभी संस्कार अनित्य हैं, ऐसा कोई एक्सेप्शन नहीं है उसके लिए। तो इसलिए उन संस्कारों को महत्व देकर उन पर रुकना, वो हमारी सबसे बड़ी अविद्या हो जाती है। फिर उन्होंने अवेयरनेस के बारे में कहा कि ये संस्कार नहीं है, हमको समझना चाहिए, क्योंकि एक संस्कार दूसरे संस्कार को नहीं जान सकता। उन्होंने उदाहरण दिया कि बायां हाथ दाएं हाथ को नहीं जान सकता। हाँ, अवेयरनेस जो है वो दोनों हाथों को साथ साथ जान सकती है। जो विज्ञान है, जो सेंस कॉन्शियसनेस है, 6 तरह के विज्ञान है, वो संस्कार हैं, क्योंकि उसमें शरीर के इन्वॉल्वमेंट है और बदलता रहता है परिस्थिति के। लेकिन जो प्योर अवेयरनेस है, चित्त है जिसे कहते हैं, थाई भाषा में, जो थाईलैंड में ज़्यादातर उसके लिए चित्त शब्द या हार्ट शब्द इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, वो कंडीशन नहीं है, क्योंकि वो जो है वो है जो कि देखता है कंडीशंस को। और फिर इस तरह की प्रैक्टिस के लिए आप समझ सकते हैं कि कभी भी आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं, इसके लिए कोई ख़ास इक्विपमेंट की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है। तो अंत में उन्होंने धन्यवाद किया लोगों का जिन्होंने रिट्रीट ऑर्गेनाइज करने में मदद की, क्योंकि उस रिट्रीट में बहुत लोग थे, करीब 450-500 लोग आते थे रोज़। तो आज क्योंकि हमारी रिट्रीट का अंतिम दिन है, तो हम परिता चैंटिंग इस रिट्रीट में हुई थी। एक और रिट्रीट की जिसमें लंपुर समेत उन्होंने रिट्रीट की थी वो 2008 में, जिसमें उन्होंने खुद बाकी भिक्खु संघ के साथ परिता चैंटिंग की थी आशीर्वाद के रूप में सभी साधकों को। तो वो अब हम सुनेंगे।
maybe Ananda Bodhi, would you? She's inviting all the benevolent forces in the universe to also bless us, and we'll bless them.
Paritavana metang sameta padanta avikita cita paritang banantu sage kame charupe girisikaratate chantalike vimane Viperate jagame taruvana gahane gehawa tumhikete Bumma chayantu deva chalatala visame yakaganda banaga Titanta santikeyang munivara vachanang Sadhava me sunantu Buddha dasana kalo ayang badanta Dhamma sawana kalo ayang badanta Sangha pairupa sana kalo ayang badanta
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma
sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhaṃ saranang gacchami dhammang saranang gacchami sanghang saranang gacchami dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchami dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchami tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Asivana jambananang vandithanang jasevana murjajamurjaniyanang Nammangalamurdamang padiro madhe savadvajabhube dabhunyadhahajasamma banitija Nammangalamurdamang bahusajjanjam Jasuse gino subhasida jaya vajahe Nammangalamurdamang Tabidu ubadhanang bodhadhana sasanggaho Anagula jagamanda Nammangalamurdamang dhananja dhammacariya jaya regana Sanggaho anuvajjani gamani Galamurdamang aradi viradi baba majamana Sanyamo abhamadho jadhamme suveta Mangalamurdamang Vorjanivado jatandur di jagadanyuda
เลนะธัมมาสวนังเอตัมมังคลมุตตมังคันติจะโสวจาสนานันจนาสนังกาเลนะธัมมัสสกาชาธัมมังคลมุตตมังนะโมจะพระมจริยันจะหริยสัจจานะสนังนิพพานสัจจกิริยาจะเอตัมมังคลมุตตมังทัสสะโลกธัมเมหิจิตตังยาสนะกัมมติยโสกังกังเกมังเอตัมมังคลมุตตมังเอตานิสานิกโนวานะบานะมะบาราจิตาสาบานะโสติงาจันตินะเตสังมังคลมุตตมันติยังกินชีวิตตังมิตวาหุรังวาทาสุวายังรัตนังวานิดังนันโนสมังอาทิตตากเทนะอิตัมภิกขุเทรัตนังวานิดังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุกยังเวรากังอมกังวานิดังยะตาจักขาสังยมุนีสมาหิโตนะเตนะธัมเมนะสัมมาทิเกณจิตัมปิสัมเมรัตนังปานิทังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุยัมปุระเสโนวริวันสุจิงสมาธิมานันดาริกันยมาอุสมานินาเทนะสัมโมนาเวจาริยธัมปิสัมเมรัตนังปณิตังเอเนนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุเยกาลาหาดัสนามัสสะดาจานาริเยตานิโยคานิสิเดนาคินายาสุขดาสสาวกาเอเตสุเดนานิมหาบาลานิธัมปิสังเกรตนังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุเยสุภโยดามัสสะดาเวนะนิกาเมโนโคธรรมสาสนังนิเดบาติบาทากังเวคายลาธามุดานิพุนิงพุจมานาอิดัมปิเยรัตนังมณีนังเอเดนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุขีนังโบรานังนวัตนาติสัมภวังเวราตเจตาเยภวะสมิงเดเกนะภิจาวิโรลิจันดาปันติเทรายดายังปฏิโพวิดัมปิสังเกตนังปณิตังเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุการณิยมันตะกุสเลนะยันตังสันตังปันตังอภิสัมเมจัสสะโคโชจัสสะจัสสะวะโจจัสสะมุทวะนันนิมานิสันตุตะโคจัสสุวะโรจะหาภะเกจัสสะระหุคารวนิสันเดนตริโยจะนิภะโคจะหาภะคาตุเลสวะนันุเขโตนัจจโคดังสัมมาจาเรเกจินวินโยวะเรโยมาวะเนโยสุขิโนวะสัมเมขันธาภวันตุสุขิตานาเยเกจิปานะโพธา ตัสสาวะนาวราวานุวเสสานิกาวาเยมหันตาวาติมาราสกานุกโทลาดินาวาเยจติตาชโนเรวสันเดวิโดเรโมนาวาสัมภเวสีวาเปสานามวันตุสุกินานานามาโรมารังเกโกเภนานิมันเยนากาณจินังเกสิมายาโรดนามกัสสัญญานัญญมัญญาสะโดกเมชยมาดายนานิยังโบนังอายุสาเอกโพธมโนราเควัมปิตาภโพเดสุมาณสัมภาวะเยอปริมาณังเมนัญจสามโลกัสมิงมาณสัมภาวะเยอปริมาณังโอนังอโนจติริยัญจะสัมปานังรังสัมปานังนิดันดารังนิสิโนวาสยานโนวาวนาสวิกรมิโนเวนังสติงอดิเตยพระมเมตวิหารังอิตมาอุดิเตจานุปคัมมศิลาวะสัตเนนะสัมปันโนกาเมสุวินัยเกตังนะหิตาลุกาปัสเสยังปุนาเรติติอิติปิโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิชาจารณะสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิทูอนุตตรบริสัทธรรมสารติสัทธาเทวมนุษสานังพุทโธภะคะวะติโตวะคาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันติติโกอาคาลิโกปัสสิโกโหปนัยโกปัญจทังเวทิตาโพวิญโยหิติพันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามิจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะติตังจัตตาริปุริสายุคานิปุริสโภคลาเอสัมภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุนายโยภาหุนายโยทักขินายโยอัญจลิกรณีโยอนุตตรังปุญญเขตังโลกัสสาติมหาการุณิโกนาโถหิตายสัพพปานินาสุริตวาบารมิสัมมาปันโตสัมโพธิมุตตมังเอเตนะสัจวัจเจนะโหตุเตจายมังคละยันโตโพธิยามุเลสักขะนันตันติวัตตโนเอวังกวังวัจโยโหหิตายาสุจายมังคเลอปาตินามาลังเกติเสปัทวิโภคะเรอภิเสเกปะโบธานังอาคาปะโนมะโมนานิสุนังคานังสุมังกาลังสุปปาดังสุโหติตังสุขันโนสมุโหโตจะนังพรหม Brahmachari Subhadakinangaya Kamang Vajagamang Kinang Badakinang Manogamang Vanidine Badakinam Kinani Kandawana Lamandane Mandakine Bhavantu Sambhamangalang Rakhantu Samadevana Samamurdhanubhavena Sada Surti Bhavantu Devavantu Sambhamangalang Rakhantu Samadevana Sadamanubhavena Sada Surti Bhavantu Devavatu Sambhamangalang Rakhantu Samadevana Sanghanu Bhavena Sada Surti Bhavantu Devavatu.
Arahant Samma Sambuddha Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavanta Abhivademi Sakato Bhagavata Dhammang Namassami Panno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Nibbana